Okay, guys, what I'm going to go through today, I'm going to go to have a look at the two mock papers. Okay, so these are the two mock papers that were available. This is the one you did, this is the one you did, this is the one, the other one that I had an option, a choice to do. Straight away from looking at it, guys, you can see the mug guard has come up. So I would say there is close to 100% chance that it's going to come up in the exam again. And what they're going to ask you to do is, how have you made it? In particular, this slot here again, that's one of the trickier things, or how you done the 45-degree bends. Again, they'll ask you something tricky. They're not going to say how do you find these holes or something small, something minor like that. Again, they usually throw in another small component like that. Another thing they might throw in is the old chassis of the tractor. That's another tricky one. They might say, they might ask you, how did you find all the scatter holes that are here at the down of the motor, something like that. Okay, so I'll go through our one first. So first of all, it's asking us, please will you read the question, guys. It says calculate the overall length and width of the seat. The amount of people in the mock that just gave me the length is outrageous. Okay, so straight away I can see the width is 16, 16, 32. So I'm just going to write on the page. Again, it says length first. Put the length first. 6, 6, 12, 32, 62, 92, 100, 217. I'd say 100% of the people got 117, but then they left out that 32. Okay, so that's the piece there. So all you do is a bit of addition there. Describe how you actually bend the 90-degree angle seat. Okay, so the bend 90 degrees. A lot of people here left out simple things. So again, it's asking us, how do you bend the 90 degrees? So again, you're going to talk about different things. You're going to try and mention a few dimensions here. So describe. So again, not just again, you need to be talking in a bit of detail. How you bend the 90 degrees of the seat. So again, you can see there's 1, 2, 3 90-degree bends in the seat. So again, you're just going to talk about, so first of all, I measured from the left, I measured over 32, then I measured over 62, then I measured over 92. Okay? So, from left, you measure over 32, measure over, again, you're going to write this in your better words than me, I'm just going to rush it, 62, and you measure over 92. Boom, not done. Okay, again, how do you actually bend the thing? Now you need to talk about, then you're going to talk about using the folding machine or the folding bars. Again, from memory, this one here and this one here could be bent on the folding machine. This one needs to be the folding bars, okay? So folding machine or the folding bars. And another thing, how do you check it? So we're going to use the engineer's protractor, or since it's 90 degrees, we can use a tri-square. Okay, so straight away, done. Again, all you have to do is answer any 5. I'm going to go through the whole lot just to make sure we're on the right track, okay? So, again, this one here, this question comes up a sight. It always crops up. It came up in the other mock as well. This one here, high quality finish. Came up there. No, safety always comes up. And then high quality. Describe how you achieve a high quality finish. Okay, so it's coming up twice in the same paper there. Okay, so how do you get a high quality finish on the edges of the mudguard? Okay, so again, a lot of people had this right. They said, so you're going to, first of all, you start off with not to worry too much about the rough file, but then you just write it down. Rough file, then you go to smooth file, then you go to draw, what you call a draw filing. I'll draw it in a second. Everyone's been doing it, you mightn't just know it. Everyone's been doing it, but you mightn't just know it as draw filing. And then your emery cloth. Draw filing is where you have a piece like this. Piece like that. Here's your file like this. And you're going over and back with the file like that. On the edge. That's draw filing, okay? And then how you know a piece has been draw filed is you get loads of little fine scratches on the piece, but they actually mean good finish, okay? So that's what draw filing is. It's when you just roll the file up and down the piece. And describe how you would actually drill holes. Okay, this let a lot of people down as well. So you talk about dimensions. So again, actually drill the holes in the mudguard. Again, you don't have to go crazy. Again, all I do is talk about, so again, just use your dimensions again. So measure over 5, up 10, over 45, up 10. So where I'm getting the 45 is over 50, back 5. So you measure over 5, up 10 over 45 up 10. Simple things people are leaving out is what you did then. You dot punch. So many people forgot to mention that again. Dot punch stops, again, if you're looking at the piece, the drill bit, very narrow piece of material or piece of steel on a flat surface, it can move ever so slightly. It can what you call walk, whereas if you put a little bit of a dent in it like that, the drill bit has the best chance to fall into the groove and drill that hole. Last but not least, you need to have the piece clamped securely. If it's not clamped, it's going to be all over the shop. It'll be turned into a blade. Okay? So this one's asking us, how do you again, you can use as many sketches as you want in this. The next question you're looking at, describe how you accurately cut the 45 degrees in the mudguard. Okay, so it's talking about this sort of 45 degree here and this one over here. Again, so the problem with this, again, you couldn't, so you'd probably be talking about all this here, I'd say. I'd say that's what they're asking. Again, you need to be mentioning tools here. You can go into the extent of describing dimensions, but you have to, yeah, I suppose you'd be better off to just, but for the 45 degrees, again, tools you're going to use. Again, you're going to be using, you're going to make sure it's clamped. Again, it says accurately cut. So you need to make this clamped securely. You could use 2 pieces of wood if you wanted to hold it to 2 pieces of wood to make sure it doesn't bend on us. Okay? Junior hacksaw. Again, that is not it, because it's asking us how do you accurately cut the 45 degree angle. Again, it's not, that isn't accurate. Okay, so the next thing you need to be talking about is you're going to use what you call it. We used a half round, or everyone used a half round or triangular file. File or needle file. Again, your half round file looks something like that. Your triangular file looks something like that. Okay, so that's what, again, you need to be talking about these in as much detail as possible. The next thing it says, list any 2 safety precautions to be observed when working with sheet metal. Few things there. Again, one is that when you cut it, it's incredibly sharp. When you cut it with a saw, it turns out it's nearly serrated. It turns out it's nearly serrated. It's the edge of it. Again, it can be so it can be incredibly sharp. The other ones we're talking about, so again, it can be again, if you're filing it, and as I said up here, so again, it needs to be, if it's not clamped with 2 pieces of wood, what's going to happen? The piece is just going to be in the vise like this. That's the vise holding it there. What happens is it's just going to bend. Okay, so that, again, that's not working with it. Okay, again, that's to prevent damage to the piece. Another thing is large pieces can be awkward to carry and can be sore in the hands if you want to be very pernickety about it. But again, that's your safety precautions there. Explain the operation circuit. Okay. This let a lot of people down. Operation of the circuit. So the circuit, that symbol there is a motor. Goes round to a something that looks like this. Oh my god. Like that, okay? So the 3 components here. This is a motor. Oh, sorry. No. Dush just kill me. No. So there we go. We have a motor. Big circular thing with an M. Again, if you see something like this with an X through it, that's a lamp. Okay? So that's a lamp. That's the only other thing that might be similar. What's going to happen to this? Again, it runs the motor. It runs the motor. That's simply it. So again, let's explain the operation circuit. So you're going to say, when the switch is closed, power goes to the motor turning it. Simple as. And then ask, does the battery give out AC or DC? It gives out DC, direct current. Direct current is safe. Your plug socket at home with your that is AC. Okay. AC, very dangerous. The main thing with DC is, again, with DC, probably, again, with the likes of a car battery, again, you're not breaking any more than 12 volts. Whereas up here, you're at 220 volts at times, even further, depending on if it's 3-phase or not. So it's much safer, again, with a DC battery. The worst thing you get, like a car battery depending, you could get a nasty burn. The next thing is the design question. Again, I went through that yesterday. And the last thing, explain how you engrave your examination number onto the model. Some people answer this well, and how you get a high quality finish on the assembled piece. This is answered quite well. So how would you engrave your examination number onto the model? That gets engraved on the mudguard. So for engraving, a lot of people said letter punches. That's okay. Letter or number, even the numbers. Another one is there's an electronic graver. I have engraver, even not graver. Okay, it's just like it's a little vibrating thing, and it just does loads and loads of taps to make it taps into the metal loads and loads of times to make the letters. So again, it's just like works like a pen. And briefly describe how you would achieve a high quality finish on the assembled model. So again, I was talking about how when it comes to assembly. Okay. So again, all marks. Again, first of all, you need to start thinking of how would you make sure that it doesn't happen in the first place. So you need to be making sure that you're using that you're doing the simple things right. So like the likes of soft jaws in the vise. Again, that'll prevent dents on the no dents. That'll prevent the dents on the piece. Again, you're going to think of things like all markings. Removed using emery cloth. Another thing you can do there is have the markings facing down. Have them facing down. There's no other issue there. Another thing I'm going to be using is a fine emery cloth. So I have some 1000 grit there. Again, 110. 110. You start off, then you go to 220. At the higher the number, the finer the finish. Okay. And last, peak polish would be the very last thing. We haven't done any of that yet. Peak polish gives you a lovely shine and removes all dirt. Okay, so again, a lot of those questions are going to crop up in the actual exam. What time are we looking at there? Okay, it's 12 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to we'll try and get through the other one really quickly, guys. So, the next one. Okay, so the next one straight away it's talking. So explain how the slot labeled A of the mudguard is actually shaped. Do not say use the guillotine. And outline how high quality finish is produced on the edge. Again, I don't think I need to go through that question. I've just gone through it. Again, it was back at the start. I'll take it out and then I can show it up. No. There we go. And that's the answer there. But I'll go through it again. Okay, so explain how the slot A is actually cut out. So the piece should look something like this. Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna take a little snippet of it. Oh, what a horrendous drawing. Looks something, Jesus. Oh, holy my God. That goes like that. Brilliant. Because I wondered about this here. So you need to talk about how we took it out. So again, in theory, I know some people put the guillotine down there. The radial saw is the best thing to do there. The radial file, as some people know it as. The radial saw, again, it's the little, it's the file, the saw that can move in all directions. So again, you're going to talk about marking it out. So you measure over 50. So you measure over 50. And then you tri-square that. Oh Jesus, get drawn. You tri-square that up the piece. Then you measure over 54. You're going to tri-square that one as well. And then you measure up. The height of that is going from memory 56. And then you're going to use your odd leg for that. Okay, so that's how it's marked out. Next thing is to remove it. You could draw a little sketch for this. Little zoom in. You could say that you put down 2 tracks using the junior hacksaw. Again, it's better at straight lines that. The radial saw will be all over the shop. And then this little cut here, you're doing with the radial file, the radial saw, as it can go in all directions. Okay. Again, the next question, describe how you got things. So again, rough file, smooth file, draw file, and then emery cloth. Describe how the 45 degrees are accurately bent. Up here, sorry. How are they accurately bent? Again, folding machine couldn't really, or the bending machine or folding machine couldn't really be used to bend that. Again, then it's looking, explain one suitable method to check this, okay? So do not just say, I guessed it. Doesn't really count. There's two ways of checking it. One is, again, you could mention both of them. Describe how the 45 degree angle is accurately bent. So you could say, hold folding bars to the line. And you're going to clamp securely in vise. And you're going to slowly bend with wooden mallet. Why use wooden mallet? You get a sharper corner. If you go bending with your hand again, you're gonna have a corner that looks something like that. Oh Jesus, it's a wider corner. Whereas if you've been a wooden mallet, you get a nice sharp corner. Okay. So again, you just talk about, so again, measure up to 45 degrees. How do you check it? For most of us, what we checked it was, it should fold down and line up with this line here and line up with this line here. So you could say that. You could say, in theory, it should line up with this 45 degrees. But again, explain how you'd actually do it. Engineer's protractor. Okay. These perpendicular motors and gearboxes. So outline one advantage of using the perpendicular motors. Again, thing about them is they're powerful. Noticing it's a motor and a gear all together, so there's very little assembly. Okay. Again, and it's easy to attach a gear. Easy to attach a gear. One alternative drive, again, something like a worming gear would be the ideal for that. Or worm gear. You could just say spur gears. You could, so it actually is a spur gear that's driving it. Worm gear, you could say chain sprocket, you could say pulley belt, you could say any sort of mechanism. Okay? Keep going. Nylon lock nut. But explain why a lock nut is used. Again, lock nut has a piece of nylon on there. Again, they do not loosen. Okay, no loosening. They do not loosen. And again, for a lot of people that would have tried, you would have went and put on normal M3 nuts. They'll just loosen straight away. Especially because there's a lot of movement. Anything that's pivoting needs to have lock nuts. Okay, if you're locking it tight, that there's going to be no movement, a normal nut will do. But when there's a bit of movement, when there's a bit of pivoting, you need to make sure that there's lock nuts, because these will not loosen. Okay? Well, they will loosen, but it takes a good bit of effort. Describe how the seat is accurately bent. So again, your line bender. So your seat, so again, you're going to talk about, so measure over 20 and try square. The next step is hold it over the line bender. Line bender. Then once soft, you're gonna bend it up to what's it? 80 degrees. Saying something like that again, yeah, I've probably got one mark for all that. Bend to 80 degrees using what? Again, we're lucky enough, again, you could use something like a jig. Do not say you use a jig, like another piece of timber. You use the protractor. The big robust protractor that we have, we use that. Again, I've done the design question. list any two situations where a tractor will be used. Again, most suitable vehicle to use. Again, you could say something like farmyard. You could say mowing, doing a football field. Again, just list again used on a farm. Why? Because it's a nice big wheel. Again, don't forget just one sentence. Just add a bit on just to bulk it up. Used because it'll drag, has a bit of grip to it, a lot of power, things like that. And why are the front wheels on the vintage tractor smaller than the back wheels? That one might catch a lot of people out. Bit tricky. You have to think about it. Again, the back wheels, again, it's a two-wheel drive tractor. Back wheels are the power. Front wheels are steering. So again, they need to be smaller. Make steering that bit easier. Another thing is if you had two big wheels, again, another thing to do with it is view. If you're sitting up here and you have a big wheel coming up about us here, you have more of a blind spot. You're not going to be able to see here. So at least you're able to see right over the top of the wheel. So again, that's to do with blind spots, bigger view, and easier steering. Okay, so that's the two mock peppers, guys. Make sure you just keep an eye on both of them because any of them could come up.